Welcome to WCC Weekly. This is going to be a video that I'm going to be sending out every Wednesday to all of you, just kind of giving you an update on the message from Sunday, a recap, along with sharing some encouragement with you. I'll let you know what's coming up here at WCC in the near future. Let's jump right into the message recap from this past Sunday. This past Sunday I shared a message that was relative to Jesus' triumphal procession into Jerusalem when he was going to be inaugurated as king. I talked about how the Israelites viewed Jesus as their coming earthly king that would deliver them from the oppression of the Romans and set them free. Jesus knew he was coming to Jerusalem for a much different reason, and that was to be betrayed, crucified, and ultimately die for the forgiveness of every person's sin. It would literally be the people who were wildly celebrating him on what we recognize as Palm Sunday that would demand that he be crucified. They thought he was being killed, but Jesus knew all along that he was just simply laying down his life as a sin payment for all people. The rest of the message was centered around the colt that Jesus rode, the 2-mile processional route from the Mount of Olives to Jerusalem. We also centered around Jesus telling 2 of his disciples to go ahead into the village and tell the people that the Lord has need of the colt. His 2 disciples would have thought that this was a very strange request, as donkeys and their foals were very valuable in their culture. It would have been very much like me asking you for the keys to your brand new car. The 2 disciples would have likely thought that they would be punished, beaten, or persecuted for taking the colt. People of the village asked them, indeed did ask them, what they were doing when they went to get the colt. But there was no resistance when the disciples told them that the Lord has need of the colt. Lastly, we transitioned to what the saying, the Lord has need of, means to you and me. What does the Lord need us to give to him? Maybe it's past regret that the Lord has need of from you and I. Maybe it is the unwillingness to forgive someone else. Maybe it's our marriage that we need to give over to the Lord. Maybe we need to confess a hidden sin that we have been battling and ask someone else to get involved to help us overcome the sin. Maybe it's to give more of ourselves or our resources to the Lord. Maybe we need to commit our talents, gifts, and abilities to him to be used to glorify him and serve others. Now I want to repeat the illustration that I used from pastor and author John Ortberg to close the recap of the message. When it was time to take our first child home from the hospital, we put her in the car seat, in the back of the car. Then I got in the front seat to drive. She was so small, even the baby seat was way too big. She looked so fragile to me that I drove home on the freeway going 35 miles per hour with the hazard lights flashing the whole time. That first day when your kid is in the car with you is a scary day. Does anybody want to know what the next really scary day is with your kid in the car? It's when they turn 16 and now you're handing over the keys. Now they're moving from the passenger seat, from the ride-along seat, into the driver's seat. That's a scary moment. It's a big moment in your life when you hand someone else the keys. Up until now, I've been driving. I choose the destination. I choose the route. I choose the speed. You're in the drive-along seat. But if we are to change seats, if you're going to drive, I have to trust you. It's all about control. Whoever's in the seat, driver's seat, is the person in control. A lot of people find Jesus handy to have in the car as long as he is in the ride-along seat, because something may come up where they require his services. Jesus, I have a health problem and I need some help. I want you in the car, but I'm not so sure I want you driving. If Jesus is driving, I'm not in charge of my life anymore. If he is driving, I'm not in charge of my wallet anymore. If I put him in control, then it's no longer a matter of giving some of my money now and then when I'm feeling generous or when more of it is coming into my life. Now it's his wallet. It's scary. If Jesus is driving, I'm not in charge of my ego anymore. I no longer have the right to satisfy every self-centered ambition. No, it's his agenda, it's his life. Now I'm not in charge of my mouth anymore. I don't get to gossip, flatter, cajole, deceive, rage, intimidate, manipulate, exaggerate. I get out of the driver's seat and hand the keys over to him. I'm fully engaged. In fact, I'm more alive now than I've ever been before, but it's not my life anymore, it's his. Now let's take some time and get a word of encouragement. Anyone who's been through it knows that middle school can be tough. At Harriman Middle School in Tennessee, a group of students took it upon themselves to make sure that everyone felt loved and included. They started leaving positive notes written in brightly colored highlighter around school hallways and in bathrooms. The notes are simple but powerful. If you realize it or not, someone loves you, one note read. A never give up note was taped to a mirror. Another said, stay strong. So far, the group of students has left 100 encouraging notes with more to come. Nicole True is an 8th grade student at Harriman, is a member of the group that came up with the idea to leave the notes. I think it makes all the difference in the world, True said, considering the fact that all of us have come up with someone and say that it has really affected us in a major way. It's a small act that just makes everyone's day a little bit happier. I want to encourage you this week to make it a point to encourage somebody or some bodies. Encouragement is powerful. Make it a point to shoot someone a text message, call them, or send them a note. Our circumstances are challenging right now, as you all know. But I know for me, a word of encouragement is truly powerful. Now, I want to close our time debate by sharing with you some things that are coming up here at WCC. We will be live streaming a Good Friday service this Friday, April 10, starting at 7 p.m. We will also be live streaming Easter Sunday, this Sunday, April 12, at 10:30 a.m. Please invite people. This is a way to encourage, like we talked before. Please invite them to watch the live stream through Facebook Live, YouTube, or on our website at www.wolcottchristianchurch.org. Search Wolcott Christian Church on Facebook or YouTube to find us on those sites. As a reminder, you may give your tithes and offerings two ways, either through our online giving at www.wolcottchristianchurch.org. The giving button is at the top right-hand corner of the main page on the website. You may also mail your checks to Wolcott Christian Church, P.O. Box 188, Wolcott, Indiana 47995. I hope all of you tune in to both the Good Friday and Easter live streams. I love you all and hope to see you soon.
Then you came along, you put me back together, and every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Hey. Oh, there's nothing better than you, there's nothing better than you, Lord, there's nothing is better than you. No, I know it's true. Come on now. Hey. I'm not afraid.